beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. And I will never get nobody name up. They was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that the Merriman, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning and said, we know you gonna put them hairstyles. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said, I am. I'm gonna put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Candace. I'm not messing with you. But look who they said that was probably. You got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
He's attacking our whole national. So it ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest race. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding him up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to my y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen. Hey. Some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I laughing too, shit. But hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, they trying to use stuff for content. I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video. And he was talking about, like in Chicago, when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But, and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had, and when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
Today. Who's the monster? I'm in this thing this morning with y'all people. How you doing, the beautiful people who decided to tap in this morning after one day of counsel? How y'all doing? And I knew how to share the right one out too. I sent this
Cool.
side by what we side by side. Great morning, the way of Jesus Christ through faith. You're gonna need it after a day like yesterday. What's up, Felicia Martinez, coming from that New Jersey side, you heard? Allie Nicole Gaddis River. Shout out to my Gaddis clan. What's up, Meat Freak in the building? Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis in the building. Erica Gaddis, how you doing? How you doing? Mama Quill, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. Concrete, what it do? What it do? Blakey Gaddis, Pop Gaddis. That's my Gaddis clan. Come on, Felicia. I've been waiting on you, hot diamond. I might be running a little late, but it's never too late for that roll call, you heard? Said Mickey's roll call is sponsored by that raccoon that broke into the liquor store and got so drunk he passed out in the bathroom. Did he have a hangover when he woke up? Woo, he got skunkers, as they say. He got drunk as a skunk, didn't he? Shout out, because we needed some light today.
It's nice to see that certain behaviors just go across species, right? Have you ever been so drunk that you crawl into the bathroom and just fall asleep? I know I have once or twice. And it's nice to see that my trash pandas do the same. I love it.
Big Mama Gaddis, good morning. Good morning. Yogi G, what it do from the 202? She's in the building.
Good morning, Yogi.
Georgia boy, top of the morning team. We got little Nicholas. That's the preacher son. That's Pastor Gaddis son. That's Junior right there. You heard Michelle Smith in the building, better known as Ann and her husband. Thank you for tapping. Yeah, we late, boss. I came in late today. The lovely Deborah Luna is in the building. Good morning. What's up, Tony Terry in the building, Miami-Dade County, the 305. And Ashley Gaddis then tapped in. Elder Golden Charles Sharp, how you doing? How you doing? Jazzy Melanie, thank you for tapping in, coming in from that South Carolina. The lovely Terry Nixon in the building, the lovely Sandra Nichols Martin in the building, and my fellow Seventh Ward, the lovely Seventh Wardian T, you heard, as she's known as shooting that blank T. Oh, shooting the shit T. Good morning, beloved. Rose Gaddis coming in from that Seattle side of the United States, Seattle, Washington, that is. What's up, Kobe Fatty, a.k.a. the lovely Elizabeth P. Finney. And we got the lovely Carolyn Hendrickson tapped in. How you doing, beloved? And the lovely Debbie Clark, one half of the Wonder Twins. The lovely Sharon, and tapped in with us. How you doing, beloved? And we got the Gaddis Brothers Barbershop, that Los Angeles loveliness, I'm telling you. And the lovely I Ain't Going Nowhere. I wouldn't let you. How you doing? How you doing? And Tasha Lynn is in the building. How you doing, beloved? With Wanda Smith. How you doing, beloved? Constance, thank you for tapping in. Shout out to my Gaddis clan, Crystal Lynn Gaddis is in the building. Demetria Brown, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Miss Karaja Smith, the lovely Karaja Smith. We got Gaddis Mechanic Shop coming in from Hillsboro, North Carolina. If your car break down, my clan is right there to help you. What's up, family? What it do? Is there a game tonight? I'm not for sure. Because it is Thursday.
It is Thursday. We talked about this last 2 days in a row, my man.
We did?
We did.
I didn't know. You got to be kidding me.
Them lions about to get tamed. It's fine.
Oh, the Lions playing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. We're going to beat them Cowboys. What's up, Sharisa Dumas in the building? Part of the Gaddis clan, you heard? Let them know the lovely Deborah Luna and is. That's what we doing. We putting foot to ass. Damn, the built foot.
Deborah was better than that.
Jazzy Melanie. It's gonna get real disrespectful today. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. The Gaddis Construction Company is in the building. The real KC then tapped in.
Last time we talked football.
Let them know the lovely Terry. What we gonna do? Let's go line. We whooping ass today. That's all I know.
Last time we talked football, the day after
that was last week, Trevor.
Real disrespectful.
That's last week.
Now imagine how
we can't live in the past, Trevor. We can't live in the past. Yesterday is the past.
I'll remind you tomorrow.
So what is Thanksgiving coming up, or do you got to wait till next year?
Oh,
that's the past. Because it's
over. The past. Okay.
Today is Thursday.
Oh, then I'll remind you tomorrow. Oh, or will it be the past then too? Don't worry. You Lions fans, you got a short-term memory for trying to. It must be great not waking up every morning and remembering how shitty your team is.
Tony Terry, the game came on at 8. If she's home, I'll be able to watch the game because I can easily just the nightly. It might come on. We do it to come on at 6, and it got to be off by the time the game come on. So, I saw that Deborah Luna Cropper said, I'm not finna pay y'all that money. But did you see, because a lot of people don't know this about boxing, when you had them belts, you be having to pay sanctioning fees. So, he didn't want to give up that money. But did you see what they said? He forgot who he made that 50-some million with? I said, oh, snap. They talked that junk back to him.
Yeah.
What's up, Sideways? Pimp Gaddis coming in from Chapel Hill.
So you don't have to.
I talk about tonight in them Flint schools. What about them Flint? She say she'll be on. The nightly nip is on.
You don't have to worry about the game and the show at the same time. So you just pop one of these in one ear, pull it up on your phone, and watch and listen to everything with this ear. Here you go.
Atlanta's in the building. Good morning. The lovely Beverly Biggs Levy then tapped in. Keep family. As you say, Felicia, let's keep family in prayers. Pray for everybody, especially Kiki and them. Bubba Gaddis, thank you for tapping in. What's up, Sir Gregory?
That's That's the truth right
No,
there.
I didn't look
They
at
used to
that.
be
Jones
the
Elizabeth
Houston
Gaddis
Oilers, you know,
in
the
the building.
Houston Oilers. Then they went to Tennessee, and they're the Tennessee Oilers. And then they became the Tennessee Titans.
Something is wrong. It's only the Detroit Lions. That's all it is. You heard?
I'm just saying that they used to be someone that you looked at, and now you look at them like, oh.
I see what. Well, we gonna see today. You know, it's all the talk. We can talk all day. Just let's see after the game, and let's see if because I might go live. I might deliberately go live just to call you up. What's up, Marcia Brooke Gaddis in the building? But it was a lot of stuff going on, man. I've been watching little things. What's up, Cuzzo? Then tapped in.
I had my eye on international last
happened?
night. So the People's Republic of China, PRC, is saying that they are invalidating the Treaty of San Francisco, which was signed in 1951 by the former Imperial Japan and the United Nations on behalf of the Allied nations from World War II that ended all hostilities and the occupation of Japan. The reason that they did that is because Japan had been occupying and administrating Taiwan since I want to say 1901. And though it was relinquished in the Treaty of San Francisco, it didn't give it up to like another country. It's just like it's its own thing now. So China's trying to say, well, it's not its own thing, it's my thing. And the ROC, Republic of China, which is the formal name of Taiwan, is saying you can go blow yourself. We agree, Japan, we're our own thing. So it's turning into a fun little back and forth, just watching China and Japan go, argue.
Lanita Murray, good morning. Sweet Cupcake on break, good morning. Eleanor Wicker, good morning. I mean, well, we're headed to something terrible then, what you're saying.
This has been on the collision course since 2014. Actually, 1952 it's been going on. So you know what? At this point, I think it's just all rhetoric. And I mean, what's China going to do? They're going to try to take over Taiwan. Okay, they can only invade 2 months out of the year because there's only 2 times where the tide is favorable on certain beaches. Taiwan's got those beaches rigged up, gun emplacements looking at them, AI anti-air guns and auto cannons, as well as they have a gas line running under the water. So the second you try bringing a landing ship on there, they're just going to release gas, like gasoline, into the water and set it on fire and barbecue everyone. China would lose a lot more than it would gain picking up Taiwan. So that's one of those, just like, go ahead and talk it. Go ahead and talk it because we know you're not going to do it. And I'm happy with that. I don't want to see no one, get barbecued, and I certainly don't want to see a free people become subjugated.
But they can't. So they trying to say they want their independence now.
Taiwan's always said it's independent.
Oh, they not getting it because that's going to cause
They've always said that they're independent. China has zero control over Taiwan. Taiwan has been part of the first island chain, which is the I don't want to say NATO, but it's kind of NATO adjacent plan of keeping China contained for the most part in the Pacific. So it's like the Philippines, Taiwan, Singapore, and part of Indonesia are part of this, where they allow United States naval bases and such in there, and we and them thoroughly protect their sovereign waters to make sure China can't expand outward. China's been trying to get around that by making concrete islands for, I think they started that in 2010. But those islands are quickly washing away. So yeah, it's been a thing. It's been something to keep up on. Like, it's rather interesting. We have Marines deployed to the area. Some of those Marines have really fun ATACMS missiles that have been modified to destroy ships. And while China, quote, has the largest navy, they also count everything like a 16-foot fishing boat as part of their navy. As compared to us, we have the largest navy by tonnage. So it's kind of like the young, I don't want to say young, but the middleweight trying to buck up to the heavyweight at that point.
Well, I don't. I think if they do, they just saber rattling right now.
Yeah.
What's up, E. Marie?
Good morning.
Fearless. Thank you for tapping in. They just doing a lot of saber rattling, but sometimes it can go from saber rattling to contact.
Oh yeah, like China has, I want to say, for the past 3 years, put together naval exercises to try to intimidate Taiwan. And every time they have, we've thrown 2 carrier groups, entire carrier groups, as well as submarine wolf packs in the area with sonar on. So they know they're there. It's like, hey, I'm here. And China sees it, and they changed their entire operational parameters around those exercises, basically being intimidated back into their corner.
Hassan Pinchback, thank you for tapping in. Yeah, I mean, but I also see Trump. He headed to that Venezuela, though. He on his way there.
Yeah. I think we've got one task force in the area. A task force is much smaller than a naval carrier group. I think it's something like 10 to 15 ships, mostly destroyers, and maybe 2 or 3 Aegis cruisers. And then we've got flights in the area from several of the small Caribbean islands that have allowed us. Well, okay, they haven't allowed us.
Facts.
We rent airfields and space them, much like we do Guantanamo Bay from Cuba.
Yeah, I just was looking at it. I was like, damn. So he really is. He's going forward with this madness right now. I mean, he's going forward with it. It's just he's just doing so much, in my humble opinion.
I believe,
and I'm going with what you saying.
I believe the old saying is, "It is what it is. I cannot change it."
No. I ain't gonna go with that part. No, what
I can't change it.
No, I know you can't. I'm just getting my thought off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I get where you coming from. I'm just saying all this stuff that all this rhetoric that he said to me, he a warmonger. It's just what it is. Regardless, it seemed to me, and they do say that, like they say Democrats don't like to be peace, Republicans like to start wars.
Then I point back to the Obama administration. We take a look at Syria.
He had a lot of he had a lot of
that's not rebuking you, right? Nah. That's more rebuking the term, because both parties will go to war. They gives no fucks, and then they'll blame the other one.
But you just see, I just use the same like a not like what can I do?
That's exactly that it is what it is.
Yeah,
there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, no, they both been. Yeah, you're right, Yogi G. They both benefited from war. Yeah, no, they do. But that's what I'm saying.
Who in the administration and who in Congress, and hell, which judges? We'll go with all 3 branches of government there, have stocks or a large ownership of any part of the industrial military complex. I mean, we all remember that Dick Cheney had a huge chunk in Halliburton. We've talked about that a few times. The same people that were making the Bradley APCs, the designed by committee armored personnel carrier with a 25 millimeter Bushmaster cannon on it.
But you can go back,
made from hardened aluminum.
Yeah, you can go back to Vietnam with Lyndon LBJ. He had his trucks moving through there in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing new. Like we ain't figuring like this ain't nothing new. It's just like I say, certain. Clarice, good morning. New one, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. It's just you get some who go take it over. To me, and I will just say it again. To me, and I'm not taking nothing from Trump or saying nothing, but what they did, they let a maverick, and I think that's what a lot of people wanted. They wanted a maverick in. Bonnie Vanner, good morning. Thank you for tapping in. It's just to be how people thinking, like, when you seeing all the cuts that he doing, and he was coming in saying "Make America Great Again" because that's what MAGA stand for, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how is you making America great again when you sending money out?
I mean,
Well, you
sending
making
money
all
out,
that.
but he's also cut some areas where it's going out. So at this point, it seems more like a net even. So
How's
he's
it in
sending
that?
money out in some areas, but he's also cut money, sending money out through U.S. aid.
But you made more cuts to the American people. We can go back far as healthcare. If you want to go at the SNAP benefits, then you want to go get 40 million over here to Argentina. 40 billion, my bad. Way too much. I mean, way small amount. 40 billion over here. You would rather, to me, I'm just saying, because he went off to make America great again. You would think, and he coming with this America first, but you don't see none of his policies as America first.
Oh, I look at the trade tariffs as America first, and everyone's going to say that's a tax on the people. I mean, so is taxes on the people. But what happens with tariffs is it's product coming in, making that product more expensive. Whereas now, American-made products, usually of higher quality, are now at an even price point because they don't have a tariff on them. Such as, well, we'll take pins, right? So China was importing fucking terrible, terrible, ugly ass pins, but you could buy a full fucking pack of them, like 50 pins for $3. And then you got American pins, things like who makes this one? This is one of my favorite. Oh, Prismacolor. I can get 2 of these for about $4. Well, that giant pack of pins, because it's been hit by a tariff, is now about the same quality as those pins. But my 2 American Prismacolor pins will last a hell of a lot longer than that entire Chinese pack. Now, that's just a very simple analogy, but the principle holds true throughout most products.
Mm-mm. Well,
Now, I do have to call a strike here because not Biden, Trump has said America's made so much money off of those tariffs. We've made a bit, about 300 billion, but it is not enough to replace the income tax by any fucking means at all. Only
let me
300 billion.
This is what Bonnie Vanner saying. Blame Biden for the illegals because they sold the people a lie. He truly stopped more money for fraudulent projects and money for illegals. The point I was making, I hear what you're saying, and I'm listening to what Trevor's saying. But my thing was, you're right. Biden did do some things. That's what he came with the MAGA for, make America great again. So if you was against some of the things Biden did, I hear that. But why would you still? Because it ain't like Biden was giving to the poor. Why
Can I
would you
interject
still
for a
want
sec, Mike?
to? Go ahead.
You see, one thing that I see the chat doing sometimes, and it's only some of y'all members of the chat, but it's like you think Mickey was for Biden. Mickey is for Mickey and him and his. Biden is a non-issue. Harris was a non-issue. Trump was a non-issue. He don't like none of them.
No. I could answer that for myself, Trevor. It's not
I
that.
know. I
Yeah,
just
no,
wanted to put it out there because
yeah.
I don't see you arguing for Biden. I just see you saying Trump is fucking up here. You're not saying Biden would have done better. I just need to put that
I'm not. Yeah, but I'm saying I voted for him. Let me be honest with you. I voted for him and Kamala. I voted for every Democrat. I'm just saying. But that don't mean because I voted for you, I agree with everything they did. I'm just not.
bingo.
What's up, Luana Terry? Thank you for tapping in. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I voted for Trump. I don't agree with absolutely everything he's done so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree. To be honest with you, I don't agree with a lot of the things. I seen none of them done. That's why I say when you battling against the system, because they only can go so far. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you did different. We different on far as the thing with the Venezuela.
Yep.
But you say you say it's not a war
enough that we're not calling each other dumbass names because we disagree.
Yeah, but when you say like you don't see that as war crimes, and I'm seeing it from different people, that is war crimes with retired generals. I mean, it goes both like how you feel. It's different people who see it. That's why that one general, he didn't want to do it because he said it was
admiral.
Yeah, the admiral.
His rank grade.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same fucking thing, but it's Navy. But
but I'm just saying. But reason he stepped away because he said he was not going to be a part of that. See what they do, they come back, and this where I don't like about where this is the BS and this the hypocrisy. And this is why I be saying, them same people be going to church. See, they'll come back 20 years or maybe 10 years from later and be like, okay, we was wrong. But look how many people y'all done took out. And that's what I'm saying. But see, they'll be doing the same stuff, but then they can go over it, and I get it because it's like David versus Goliath. I'm bigger, so I can come on. What's up, Chicago Girls 87? Thank you for tapping in. What's up, Mr. Thomas? Thank you for tapping in. You said Obama didn't start the war in Syria. Well, you know what that, but see, you have to go back. They been had a thing on fires this Middle East about fires going over in the Middle East. Like, you know, this ain't nothing. They been had this little thought. Bush started it, and you know what I'm saying. And I can't wait to get some, because this that, you know, and I know you probably understand it too, Mr. Thomas, on what's going on. So what's up, Michael Jackson Jones, East Orange, New Jersey, in the building. What's up, Mary Baby Doll Gaddis? I'm just saying, to me, when it do come out, because we can say, like, you can say it ain't, but I do know this. It's just America is right now, they the bully on the street. But most of their presidents be under war crimes. They can't just like they can go travel once they come not president no more. They get caught in certain countries, their asses is in trouble. That's why they still have security detail, because see, we looking at,
they still have security detail just because no one wants to get Lincolned. But
yeah, for what they
go
done.
ahead and arrest an American president, a former American president, and see the shitstorm you are in. One of our aircraft carriers has a bigger air force than, I want to say, out of the 192 countries on the planet, 180 of them.
What's up, Matthew? You got us? No. Bubba got us.
Go ahead and try to arrest one, and then see the kind of hell you are in. Whether it's a Democrat with a Republican in office or a Republican with a Democrat in office, it's still.
I knew one, but see, has anybody read this book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman?
I've heard
when you read that book, you'll get a clear understanding on what's really going on. See, we be thinking like that's why I'm saying you can go over. That's what America can go over, and somebody else will arrest your ass. Just look how they did Egypt president. He got the rule for damn 60-something years. Then they want to lock him up and doing his last years. What's up, No Games? Thanks for tapping in. Like, some of this stuff, we let you abuse the people like this. Then we'll go ahead and arrest you and put in we put in our new puppet government, allegedly. Big Pimpin' Gaddis, good morning. Houston, Texas has landed.
I mean, that just comes with
Big Pimpin', Texas, my bad.
A superpower, and that goes all the way back to, hell, it's gone back further than this, but my fun example is Alexander the Great. Like, Macedonia.
Good morning.
If you did something that Macedonia did not like, and you were, say, in Pakistan, well, Alexander took 60,000 of his men and walked straight into Pakistan. And then, I mean, yeah, he had to go through Iran and the entire Persian Empire to get there. And then he eventually stepped foot into India before he took a wound and died of, I can't remember what the hell it was. It was just an infection of the wound. But yeah,
Erica got us. Good morning.
Rome was throwing their weight around for a long while.
Tell your mom good morning.
It's just we're the new big kid on the block, and after we are replaced as the big kid on the block, someone else is going to be throwing their weight around.
Yeah, I knew one facts. America put in Saddam Hussein, then took him out. And I'm looking at what Mr. Thomas saying, the people are paying the tariffs. That's why I would love to have.
I would products. If you buy American made, there is no.
I would love to put. I'm gonna find somebody who really that's gonna be a good historian on the geopolitics. We're gonna really get down to the economists that can really go into that big beautiful bill. And I mean, I done heard them on TV, but I would love to have somebody to come on here and break that down, because we can point out where the cuts at, and let's see how the tariffs, how they really affect. Because I want to get somebody that's really an economist that can break that down, for we can cut through the chase. Was it good or was it bad? And not going on our feelings or who we like and dislike.
So
That's why I try to watch both sides.
With an economic autism, and I say that in the sweetest possible way, because when you get that deep in the weeds, you have to have a very special interest, like a razor focused interest. So
no, you don't just need economists can come here and break that down. You ain't got it like that. You both
I want people like that though. If someone that can get down to the nitty gritty and to the dollar detail, I'm perfect with that.
Yeah, because I know I can go find it. I can go find videos of people breaking that down. I might get that.
I want someone that we can interact with.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying. But I still
probably ask Dr. Petroni if he has any friends at the college that he works at, if any of them are economists. I mean, he works at one of the larger ones in the state of Michigan. Maybe you can put us in contact with someone.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to sit down and I'm gonna have to get with him. I've been meaning to get at the doctor. So Buy American made products don't have tariffs. But see, they doing business. When you looking at, that's why I think a lot of this stuff is really like the corporations is really dictating a lot of stuff that's going on.
You want to hear something fuckered up about tariffs?
Come on.
All right, so America was largely untouched during World War II. You know, Europe had been ravaged by the march of the German forces and then the march back of the Allied forces. Artillery flying both ways, planes dropping bombs. Okay. Their farming was completely FUBAR. But America, we weren't. And we were selling chicken hand over fist to Europe. Eventually, Europe and NATO allies started putting tariffs on American chicken. We really hated that because it was a cash crop for us, you know. We even threatened to withdraw from NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, if people didn't withdraw their tariffs on our chicken. Instead, what we did is we put reciprocal tariffs out. One of those being on utility vehicles, utility trucks, mainly to punish Fiat and a few other like French automakers. What that ended up doing, though,
how you doing, Miss Lorraine Thompson,
is you didn't levy it, or we didn't levy it directly toward them. We levied it as a whole, all utility trucks. So come to today, or we'll go to the 90s. A lot of Chevy Silverados, not Silverados, Chevy S10s and the GMC Sierras and the like make from Ford were being made in Mexico and then brought over here. That's why you had those little pull down seats in the back behind the front. You had your main cab, then you had those like itty bitty little fucking seats. Because if you had those seats, then it's a passenger vehicle, not a utility vehicle. They had to do that bullshit workaround to get those vehicles into this country. But because of that tariff, you and I now cannot go out and buy a Toyota Hilux. The newest Toyota Hilux, $15,000 off the line, flat. It is just a basic bitch truck. This is the same truck that I would see people in Afghanistan driving around, and sometimes they'd shoot us from, and we'd light this motherfucker up. I mean, 7.62 into the engine compartment. Sometimes we'd hit it with some 50s, and the motherfucker would still start up. Folks in England, the show Top Gear, dropped one from a fucking skyscraper that they'd imploded, and it still started right the fuck up. These trucks are indestructible, but we can't get them here in America because that fucking tariff. Sorry. that I know it's a long tangent, but it is a knock-on fact of tariffs.
I'm just saying, but like I say, I would want to go ahead and get it to cut through the BS, because it's a lot of people, like come January, I don't think a lot of people, you finna see a lot of uptick fires on this medical, and we finna be right back at the drawing board again. And it just, to me, it shouldn't have had to been like this. They should have just handled it the first time. But we have to be honest. The Republicans set this up because they was mad. This is my thing. What is the big problem with having universal health care? Like, what is the big fucking problem? Can you explain that?
I actually looked that up the other day. Give me a second. I got to go back into that Google search. Big problem is price.
Good morning, First Lady Anna J. Wright, Bishop Charles Seaton Wright Sr. Thank y'all for tapping in. And Esther Grace Gaddis Nichols, good morning. And the lovely Lorraine Thompson, thank you for tapping in.
Okay. So, estimated, because no one knows the exact, and there's a lot of details in the weeds of what's covered, how it's covered, and if there's caps on it, right? So just for annual spending, it turns to 2.4 to 2.8 trillion, with an additional 32 trillion over a decade. Currently, we're about 36 trillion in the hole. I mean, that is our national debt right now, 36. Now, that's where the huge hiccup is. And then, of course, you'd have to slap additional taxes on people, such as they do in Spain. I have a Spanish friend who talks about that sort of shit all the time.
Hold on.
She says, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just looking at new one said there are some Chinese cars we can't get in America that is so much more economical than any American cars. Yep. Well, you got Miss Lorraine Thompson. Parts are still coming from overseas, and a lot of distributors are out of stock. Distributors. So I mean, it's like, but that's what's up, Bishop Charles Gaddis Sr.
Little Indian belt-driven car, not well, might be belt or chain, but it's not transmission the way that you and I understand on our cars. It's a little 3-wheel vehicle. It doesn't even have AC. Damn thing costs fucking $4,000. You know what? As a starter vehicle for some of our kids, like, hey, you want to be independent and such. I'm not going to go buy you a brand new Chevy Malibu or whatever the fuck. You're getting this little fucking shit box here that you can go ahead and wrap around a fucking pole. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if it comes to America, it has to have additional safety things put in. But I know myself. I used to take a minivan off-roading. Right, I probably cost my parents $15,000-$20,000 over 4 years, ripping out a transmission on a rock.
Wow.
So some of these cheaper cars that are far more economical but have a few less of the creature comforts would probably be great here in America, especially for hey, if you're having a hard time but you need a vehicle, here's this little thing here. We make sure we get the safeties in it. It's now a little bit more expensive than it was overseas. However, it's still far fucking cheaper than the $28,000 brand new Chevy, whatever the fuck, that they just literally put in a new operating system and changed up the body a little bit. It's the same fucking engine.
But we hit. That's all I know. I'm just trying to see what they're going to put together. But I'm going back to that general. I mean, not the general, but Hegseth, with Pete. They in some mess.
The secretary, yeah.
Yeah. They in some mess. Hold on, I got one for you. I was just watching it. This stuff is getting real spooky around here. That's all I can tell you.
There are 70 countries that have universal health care. Okay. Comparatively, they have a much smaller population, far smaller, and a lot of them are far older with a lot of money that they've been sitting on for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure this one's not going to get us hit with a
CNN?
No, I'm not talking about the CNN itself. I'm talking about, quote, violence. Remember the supercut at City Hall, the brawl at City Hall that I made got restricted because of violence.
I don't think. Well, you
know what? If it is, it is. Fuck it. Run it.
The commander's side of the story. The admiral that the White House says gave the order for the follow-up strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean is set to offer a classified briefing today on Capitol Hill and take questions. And the Wall Street Journal is reporting that he is planning to tell lawmakers the 2 survivors of that first strike were seen actively continuing their drug-running mission even after the boat was hit that first time, which he says led to the second hit. Also today, we're expecting the unclassified version of a Pentagon watchdog report on Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's use of the messaging app Signal when he discussed sensitive military operations back in March. And as we told you first on CNN, sources say the report found that Hegseth's messages risked endangering U.S. troops, among other things. CNN Elena Trine is live at the White House. There's a lot that is going to be happening today. How much are we going to learn about it? What are you hearing from there?
Yeah, a lot of attention, Kate, on the Pentagon and specifically, of course, Secretary Hegseth between these two things that we're going to see happening. I want to start with this briefing, this really high stakes anticipated briefing that Admiral Bradley is going to be giving to members of the House and Senate Armed Services Committee. It's going to be closed door, as you mentioned, it's going to be classified. But what he's expected to tell lawmakers could be crucial to trying to rebut the claims from legal experts as well as some Democratic lawmakers that that second strike on that boat back in September could have amounted to a war crime. He's expected to say essentially that after that first attack, 9 people on board were killed, but there were still 2 survivors. And he's expected to tell them that from their understanding, those 2 survivors were trying to continue their drug run. And essentially that made them vulnerable for a second attack. They're going to argue that it was within his right to order that second strike on the boat. And look, we've been hearing now from lawmakers for days, from both Republicans and Democrats, about how they're very skeptical of that second strike, particularly if those 2 survivors were incapacitated or if they really were going to try and continue to fight or posed any threat to the military who are carrying out this operation. They want to know who saw this, who knew this. They also are likely going to press Bradley on what Hegseth had said publicly during that cabinet meeting on Tuesday, that he had only been there for the first part of the strike. And they also want to probably get more answers on really how did they reach their conclusions that these 2 survivors were still a potential threat. So that's going to be a big focus. And again, still watching to see this IG report coming out today on Hegseth and the use of signal. That's going to be a big point of talk for Hegseth today as well. Kate?
Yeah.
I think that was a 5-inch gun that nailed that boat.
No, I get it. I'm just looking at it.
No,
I'm just saying with that right there, they not. This. That's what I'm saying. With that right there.
Wait a minute. I know I missed it.
Oh, we have another one, Yogi, but I had just seen that one because I had that one up. I was gonna use the one that I usually go the podcast people, but their language was and they had different stuff in theirs, and I knew we'd have got flagged.
Okay.
The people that I was gonna use.
They're saying it's a missile. I didn't see a missile contrail. I still think it's a 5-inch gun until the Navy tells me different. Anywho. India and China have higher population. Okay. India. Do we really want that quality of healthcare? China? I'm not 100% sure on that one. I'll have to take a look at their go through, their model.
They got more people.
They do. Though I've heard a conspiracy theory that it's actually a lot lower than most people have been thinking, but it's a conspiracy theory, not a fact. I've got to say it like that before people start thinking, Trevor says China doesn't have billions of people. No, Trevor heard a conspiracy theory. I don't know if I believe it. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because my wife made me watch this entire fucking video on it. I'm like, I don't really fucking care.
Yeah, let me see. Well, do we have another? What you got against CNN, Yogi?
Probably the same problems I do. Unfortunately, we don't have a real independent real independent media source that is backed by billions of dollars. You either got CNN, MSNBC, or Fox, and they're all fucking dog shit. Oh, can I just another thing real quick?
Bro, it says it really believe that a boat is a drug boat coming to America to deliver drugs. Is the whole story bogus? Is it really believable that this boat is a drug boat coming to America to deliver drugs? Is this a bogus story? Is the story bogus?
Who's saying that boat had to come all the way to America? There are stop-off islands in the Caribbean that either pick them up and fly them in, or pick them up and boat them in. Hell, there's even the Coast Guard's caught submarines trying to bring drugs in. Well, kind of submarines. It's not a full subsurface vessel,
but I get why people giving Trump a hard time, because you just pardon a drug dealer that was bringing drugs to America. And then we find out them boats was fishing boats.
I'm still not 100% convinced they're fishing boats. I'm trying to take someone's fucking word that got nailed by a fucking either MQ-9 Reaper or a 5-inch gun after the fact. I mean, once again, this is the United States we're talking about with the most advanced and pervasive and invasive, especially on our own people, intelligence apparatus in the world.
Uh-huh. And
let's
say this right
look
here.
at the Patriot Act and that it allows them to spy on us, and then please just be angry about that.
And you have to be honest, and America is known to lie. So this ain't like
every
you can't
country
just
is
say,
known to lie. But yes, you're right. I covered that yesterday, right?
Yeah, America will lie. They have lied to get into wars. They have let things happen for them to get out. I mean, so you got to throw it in with having all that, and they still will cause mischief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the point. That's the only thing. What I'm saying, when you saying this, that's like you saying you don't want to take their word. It's kind of hard to take this word over here too when you got your commander in chief saying, "Oh, I want the oil over there in Venezuela." Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you know, so you can see why people
go back
be
to this
cautious.
for a second. I'm not saying starter cars are bad at all. I prefer some of our drivers having starter cars. Anyway. The same government said there was weapons of mass destructions that were never found. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same one. This why they can correlate this to it's drugs in the boat, and you saying they smuggling drugs here. You see how where people would be like, hold on, and then you got the other government telling you them was fishermen. What's up, A Spragg? So you got to understand, Trevor. I mean, much as I'm an American. What's up, Raphael Bird? But we got to look at the sins that America got on her. You can't just try. Cause look what she done did to her own people. Listen. We got history with it and came in and went at their own citizens. So this ain't happened. This government will go. It'll do what they want to do. As they say, you call. Was that what you say? They can call. What was you telling me about what they could write it up under? When I told you they brought the drugs in. When I told you with Oliver North, when we was talking about that, and I was like, well, they didn't get. I said, why the president didn't get in trouble?
Oh, shit rolls downhill.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that's the point I was making. Like, damn, but they infected a whole generation of people of drugs. And Oliver North got whatever they did to him, but it didn't affect him. He came out and was a millionaire.
Oh.
Hey, facts, Mark Hutchinson. I mean, if it would, it's what Mark says. Supply and demand is as natural as the sun and the rain. America demands drugs. You have to stop the demand. The whole drug conversation is flawed. Facts.
That goes two ways, right? I'm not saying it interchecks. I'm saying there's a split here. There's two ways to handle it. You can either cut off the supply and the demand grows until people, dry out or they realize they can't get it. Just like I love my Red Bull. I used to drink my tangerine ones. Now, mind you, once again, this is a far, far, far smaller scale. But I know I can't get them no more. So I drink my pinks and my blues. Right? But trying to get rid of the demand, like shit. Some countries been around for millennia and they've been fighting drug problems for millennia and they still haven't been able to
completely. Are they really fighting them?
Some, yes. I'm not saying the United States, but some countries, like I know the Persian Empire from way back in the day had the death penalty for using opiates, smoking opium, the death penalty. And it prevails to this day where Iran, today Persia, death penalty or super long fucking prison sentence for using opium.
All you do is look at this comment from Tony Terry. How did 76,000 pounds of coke get picked up off the coast of Port Everglades, Florida, just a few weeks ago? Who had those drugs? Good morning, Lydia McNeely.
Pablo Escobar used to fucking airdrop cocaine into the fucking Everglades.
But you just said America got all this technology. You don't think they were seeing that coming in? That's what the point we was trying to make. New one says, yes, Mickey Oliver North, nothing happened really, but the black community is still hurting from this. That's the point I've been trying to say. So folks are recovering from that, and so did not recover because their children was directly affected. I'm talking about the drug and crack era. Facts. They didn't. That's what we got the term from, crack babies. That's why I said generations, and it was no problem. And they could do it up under the disguise of national security. This is where, when you look at things, they allow to go through. That's why I tell people, go watch that movie Traffic with Michael Douglas in it. You will see where they was allowing the drugs to come in. Your senator, it's like this stuff it's so tied in. Let's go back to Andre Holland. Good morning. Let's go back to with Afghanistan. Wouldn't what was it? The Taliban, when they destroying the poppy fields?
No. They were using the poppy fields to fund their war against us. But we were burning them.
I thought the heroin, one of them, it was stopped.
No, heroin is made from the poppy fields, and we were burning them. And I was going with Lieutenant Fiorito. I believe he retired a major. Well, retired. He just ended his commission. He didn't serve no 20. We were going to a nice little village called Nangalam. And we were dropping off bags of money to pass out to farmers to stop growing poppies and start growing things like corn. And because the poppies were far more fucking profitable. They were selling those things. And granted, it was not a lot of money compared to what you and I would expect for something that makes heroin or other opiates. But it was a lot to them. It was feeding their family quite well. No, the fucking Al Qaeda and the Taliban were encouraging people to grow that because they could sell it on the international market through the Silk Road, get money for it, and then get their guns, their ammo, their fucking RPG-7s, RPG-9s, their rockets, and their mortars. Those things, they weren't making them in-house.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it, though. Granny G, good morning, because I know it was one retired general. When he was talking about it, he said that the poppy fields, it's, hey, Mick, we have a big drug plot. They will catch a car on the interstate and the big 18-wheeler moves the big stuff. That's what goes on now here in Mississippi. Wow. Mm-hmm. No, because I could have swore, I forgot what general was talking. And he said when United States, the Taliban said the poppy fields was under control. Then when we took over, said it picked up, like it expanded. I'm gonna try to find it. If I don't have it tonight, I'll have it when we come back on Monday, because I know Yogi be on tomorrow. Noble Mac, what it do? I'm gonna keep that, or I'll send it to you, because I could have swore what I was seeing.
Reach out to Lieutenant Fiorito.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna call them Lieutenant because that's when I knew them, and Captain Miller, because we were paying people not to grow that shit.
Yeah, but if I'm not,
it was bad. In some area, we had one dude, Afghani gentleman, who was fucking blasted out of his mind, and he had tell his wife to chain him to the wall while he was on it because he used to, go out and pick fights. Or I think at one point he stabbed another dude. And mind you, I'm not law enforcement. I'm not there to fucking stop it, and the Afghan National Police didn't fucking care. So he would have his wife chain him to the wall. We were doing an inspection because we took fire from that area. We were just fucking going house to house, making sure that no one had any of the guns and no one was hiding. We walk in there. This guy's naked, chained to the wall. We're like, get the female engagement team and the interpreter over here. What the fuck's going on? And she tells us, and we're like, not our fucking problem. We walked right the hell out.
No, Raphael Byrd. That's what I know. I remember watching him. Because I remember the one general, Wesley Clark, when he was talking about the Greater Israel Project, how they was gonna go in. I remember that. That was back in the early 2000s, when they was talking about how they was gonna I'm gonna find that General Wesley Clark, because I know what they said, when I'm not mistaken, that he sat up there the retired general, when he sat up there and said what was going, he said,
When we
or
invaded
was it
the
the Taliban? 'Cause one of them said they was keeping it.
Taliban, more than likely, was keeping a control on it because that was the actual government of Afghanistan, the named government. And then when we invaded and occupied, they turned their stance around so they could fund their shit. But before we invaded, yeah, they were pretty harsh on drugs. Until after we invaded, they were like, all right, well, we need money.
Yeah, nah, I could have swore. I know I seen that. I remember that. Let me see. I know I seen that. I remember seeing that. Yeah. Okay, on the time. Yeah, because it was. I was looking at it. Okay. I'm on Iran. Okay, Wesley Clark.
Right here, just a simple Google search. Mind you, it's Google. Yes, the Taliban has historically been heavily involved in the Afghan opium poppy trade, using it as a major source of revenue to fund their insurgency. They generated income by taxing all stages of the drug trade, cultivation, processing, and trafficking, and in some cases were directly involved in trade itself. This initial rule in the 1990s, Taliban initially supported and taxed the poppy industry, which contributed to Afghanistan becoming the world's largest opium producer by 2000 to 2001. There was a ban. Starting in July 2000, the Taliban leader Mullah Muhammad Omar issued a nationwide ban on poppy cultivation, which a UN report found was near total. So 2000, he said, no, fuck this, you guys, we're stopping it. Some experts suggest this ban was a strategic move to raise prices in existing stockpiles and gain international recognition and aid. I want to doubt that second part. The insurgency period 2001 to 2021, after the United States invasion, the Taliban again relied heavily on the opium trade to finance their operations, allegedly earning up to 60% of their annual revenue through trade during this period. Post-2001 takeover, after retaking control of Afghanistan in August 2021, the Taliban government announced another strict ban on poppy cultivation in April 2022. This ban led to a dramatic 95% drop in the cultivation in 2023. The opium prices increased significantly, benefiting those with large stockpiles. However, there are reports that some local commanders and factions remained involved in the trade, and cultivation modestly increased in 2024.
I'm looking at the comments. I got the one I was looking for right here. This General Wesley Clark. Hold on, let me get this together for you. This retired general.
Go ahead and play that. I gotta fix someone.
What else to do? So I said, well, did they find some information connecting Saddam to Al Qaeda? He said, no. He says, there's nothing new that way. They just made the decision to go to war with Iraq. He said, I guess it's is about the Middle East is, had there been no oil there, it would be like Africa. Nobody is threatening to intervene in Africa. The problem is the opposite. We keep asking for people to intervene and stop it. And there's no question that the presence of petroleum throughout the region has sparked great power involvement. Whether that was the specific motivation for the coup or not, I can't tell you, but there was definitely, there's always been this attitude.
Yeah, that's General Wesley Clark. Are we in all them countries he was talking about?
Yeah.
And that was.
But I didn't hear anything there specifically relating to the opium trade.
Oh, I'll find that one for you too. I'm looking.
Yeah, because
let me get that for you. I just wanted to prove that one. I got it.
Directly remind my personal experience firsthand.
Don't worry.
We were burning those fucking fields.
I got you.
I remember some dudes fucking getting high off of it. Hashish we didn't care too much about.
But I gotta answer this one guy. Hey Zach, who you think created Osama bin Laden? Where you think he was trained at? They said they was hiring him. They knew he was at the whole time, but I'll get back to that.
We done did that. While you're looking that up, no.
Okay.
So Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, I believe, is 1988, 1999, or 89, possibly sooner. We decided that there were several Afghanis that were picking up insurgency against the Soviets, which we liked because, fuck the Soviets. I still hold that opinion to this day. And he was one of the more prominent leaders, being born in Saudi Arabia and having his family's income to help finance it. So we brought him over. Well, no, we took CIA agents, brought him over to a neutral country, trained him and several of his friends to train their friends, and then we gave them weapons such as Stingers, AT-4s. I do believe we also gave them Laws, which is a light anti-tank weapon, and then supplied them with large stocks of Soviet ammunition because, hey, why give them M16s that directly relate to us? Even though we gave them Stingers, but we could say they picked that up on the open market. We gave them stocks of Soviet ammunition because they could just drop a Russian, pick up his rifle, and then we could supply him with the ammo. Yeah, no, we made Osama bin Laden. And then, God, there's a great movie some while ago. I can't even remember the name of it. But once the Soviets left, we had made tons of promises while the Soviets were there. Like, hey, yeah, you kick them out. We'll finance you. We'll help you get your infrastructure back. We'll help you build schools. We'll help you do this. Once the Soviets were gone, well, we went back on all those promises, and there was a lot of resentment toward the United States. And then Osama decided that because we were dicking around in Kuwait and interfering a lot in the Middle East, he took it as a holy war. And let me see, there was the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center. There was the bombing of Beirut barracks. Also the 2001 USS Cole. And that all culminated in, or no, that's the 2000 bombing of the USS Cole. And then that culminated in 9/11, in which we just decided, okay, well, we're going to fucking steamroll everything in the Middle East. Yeah, Soviets lost Afghanistan the same way that we pulled out. I mean, fuck. Spending several years there, losing personnel and spending billions upon billions of dollars, in their case, trillions upon trillions of rubles, really fuckered them up. Just like it kind of fuckered us up. Yeah, no, we made Osama. We made the Al-Qaeda. Taliban was just the force that took over after they left. They had enough political clout and money, as well as several of the former freedom fighters that had a lot of clout.
I really wasn't aware of the degree to which the U.S. clients.
Why is he not on screen?
Oh, I got you, baby. Be patient. I got you.
Oh, I heard him talking at me, but I didn't see him on screen. There we go.
Here we go. Just be patient with me, Trevor. It'll take me time to get it together.
State was the entity responsible for producing most of the drugs in Afghanistan. I have been kind of snowed like everybody else with this narrative that it was the Taliban that was doing it. But in the course of writing the book, the U.S. withdrew from Afghanistan, and the Taliban in 2023 had completely eradicated all drug production from Afghanistan. So seeing the Taliban come into power and totally eliminate that massive drug producing industry that the U.S. had not only tolerated but supported for 20 years.
Yeah, I'm saying he's either wrong or lying.
I mean, well, that was from Democracy Now! But I got some more videos I'll pull up, but I'll send them to you if you can go through yourself. But here you go right here, Trevor. This Mike Hudson said, Trevor, serious question. Is there really in Afghanistan, or are there hundreds of tribes trying to live? Is that why one wins and no one wins in Afghanistan?
Yes. There is. So Afghanistan is held together by Kabul. And it is mainly through ascent of tribal leaders. The tribe that I was around the most, what was it? The Pashto. Pashto tribe, really, decent people. I liked them a lot. Right next door was the Korangalis, another tribe which was an offshoot of the Pashto. They were more independent. They didn't even like the Pashto. A lot of the times the tribes were fighting each other more than they were fighting us. But yeah, no, it's just extended family trees. that control a region of the country we all know as Afghanistan. Most of them honestly don't pay homage to Kabul. They don't care, but Kabul still claims the borders. A lot of those tribes, such as Pashto, they claim territory between that ranges from northern Afghanistan.
If a woman leaves you for
northeastern Afghanistan into northwestern Pakistan, it crosses the border. They don't care about what either one of those two governments have to say. They do their own fucking thing.
Yeah, nah, because it's some more up on here. Like I said, you even got one with Candace Owens breaking it down. Fires
Candace
with the
Owens who's
military.
never been there.
Nah,
I know.
yeah.
You're just telling me who's saying it.
No.
That was
But
a
see, these
initial
people
knee-jerk
are talking
reaction. My
to.
bad.
But yeah, no, don't worry about it. But these people who are talking to people that was in the military, that's former generals or whatever that did terms like that guy. He was over in Afghanistan. Like, yeah, I get it, but these just reporters who doing their interview. I get it. Sometimes, listen, Trevor, I understand when I done had to give stuff about my people, I didn't want to believe that was bad. Like, damn, this
I just
person
remember
is bad.
burning them. We used to
it
take
is what it
entire
is.
fucking. So I had an entire squad. I wasn't in the squad. It was our first squad. I was in third, taking entire 5-gallon or jerry cans, every one. They'd walk from one end of a field to another with JP8, which is kind of kerosene, kind of diesel, burns dirty as shit. And we'd just light it on fire, burn the entire field to ash. Yeah, Mr. Thomas. Like, we had some tribes that loved us. We had some sub-tribes. I don't know what the sub-tribes are called. That, you know, maybe a village and a half that absolutely loved Americans. Whereas right next door, literally less than 3 kilometers away, they were shooting at us daily. They fucking hated us. Hell, they set up fucking dishkas on the mountainside. They didn't like Americans. I mean,
no, he was just saying America failed because he said they didn't want to be one nation, like all tribes fall up under one.
Yeah,
and that was the same thing with Saddam Hussein. See what people forgot when Saddam was in Saddam. No, that wasn't just the Kurds.
No, that's just religion. The easy one that comes off the top of my head.
No, but because I think he was Sunni, wasn't he? Saddam was Sunni, but it was one religious group he had suppressed because they was that. Now I'm just saying allegedly that
he was either Sunni or Shia, and the majority of Iraq was the Sunni or Shia, the opposite of him.
Yeah, but it was one of them where they was coming out, they could cut themselves. It was doing something, but he had suppressed that part of it. Like with people like how you seeing how it's fractured now. Like, you couldn't be no weak leader that was going to run, had to run Iraq the way he did it, but it was just different factions came up. So now you got what you did. You got some real bad people in there, like how they didn't split it up to 3.
Like I used to say, I still say it, even though Saddam was a dictator, which means rules through dictate, it doesn't necessarily mean evil, right? I wish people would get that out of their fucking head. It just means rules through dictate. I say it happens. He was not bad for the Iraqi people. There was a lot of civil, cultural, societal advancement. They were basically a Middle East United States in terms of technology, everything. Where everyone thinks of Iraq as a third world nation. Before we entered in Desert Shield, and we embargoed the shit out of them and turned the entire country into a no-fly zone, they were, the fourth. You don't have the 4th largest army in the world if you have a shit economy, right? Like, they were putting 4% of their GDP into it, and they had a very healthy GDP. Everything else was going toward the rest of their government. Yeah,
no, who destroyed it was America. When we went over there, we destroyed their towns and their cities, and they still trying to get it back. When he said Rumsfeld said, I'll knock you back to the middle, I'll blow you back to the Middle Ages. I might be wrong.
Stone Age.
Stone Age. So you familiar with see when they kept their promise. That's why you still having the problems today. It was really, to me, see, a lot of these so-called dictators, they wasn't dictators when certain presidents was in power. They was their friends. Because you understand, Saddam was cool with Bush Senior, the daddy.
Until he raised gas prices globally, and then he wasn't so cool.
No, because if you go back and look at it with Saddam might have woke up. See, you got to go back and watch. And I remember when they was all laughing at Muammar Gaddafi when he told them what they was doing to Saddam, that America would come to them.
That's what I mean when I say he raised global gas prices. This right here invaded Kuwait and then started shipping their oil under his flag at higher rates. Whereas we had a very, very friendly relationship with Kuwait. We were best friends. And Kuwait decided, A, they weren't OPEC at that time, and B, so they weren't OPEC, they didn't have to follow OPEC policies and pricing, and B, we weren't tariffing their shit.
But the thing is, he probably felt like Kuwait was Iraq's. It was part of Iraq's. Let's be honest. This is like with the same thing they saying with the Soviet Union. I get it. The Baltic states, yeah, when they separated. If they coming back to get it, how you gonna stop them? That's what you saying.
Kuwait was its own country for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
but
centuries old countries.
But Kuwait also had a problem with Iran, and Kuwait was financing Iraq under the promise that you will give us back our money. This is not giving it to you. This is a loan. Iraq started defaulting, and he goes, well, wait, I've got the 4th largest army in the world, the hottest airspace in the world. I don't think anyone can fucking really contest me in this region. I don't have to pay you back if I just take you over.
But he probably felt like it was theirs, but the United States was in on that also too, fighting that war. United States, because that was a lot.
The Iraq-Iran?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were financing both sides. We were giving weapons to both sides.
Yeah, like it then came out and used that to go to the international court or go to the United Nations, say, hey, we coming from you with trumped up charges. But the reason you saw regular folks
financing Iran in their war when Iran started mining the Gulf, including international waters, to keep Kuwaiti tankers from exiting out and making money to give to Iraq. We didn't like that, so we sent some ships in saying, hey, cut that shit out. One of their mines almost blew one of our destroyers in half. We said, okay, you destroyed one of our destroyers, so we're going to do a proportional response. And the reason I put that in quotations is because, all right, you fucked up one of our destroyers. We're going after your 2 modern destroyers. And hey, you got these oil rigs that you're using as bases out there. We killed several small boats. We killed 1 destroyer. We destroyed 2 of their oil rigs, and we really messed up the other modern destroyer. And proportional, we fucked up a lot in an 8-hour workday.
But going back to that, and I agree, Alan, but going back to what I just played with General Wesley Clark, they was already they was finna do regime change. That was on top. That was their project. When Junior got up in there, they was finna do regime change. Yeah, facts. My uncle just tell me, the winner, what he say? The winners get to tell the story, and they gonna put you. It's just like, to me, it was a bunch of
in war, the victor writes the history.
Huh?
No one listens to the loser after a war.
Right.
Usually, and contextually speaking, historically speaking, the loser didn't fucking exist after a war. Take a look at Carthage and Rome.
But that's not. But that it depends on who. Like what Alan said, Mickey. When certain people have the paintbrush, that's the portrait they paint, and we see until the truth exposes. Right? Because we shouldn't see no Confederate flags or none of that running around in America. They lost the war. But you see the hypocrisy.
The people.
No, but they
that's
lost.
What I mean when I say historically, the losers didn't fucking exist. Take a look at Carthage. Carthage was burned to the ground, and the Romans salted the fields. Nothing grows there, even to this fucking day. It used to be a very nice area. It used to have tons of crops, a very fertile soil. The Romans salted it. It is gone. Right? When the United States beat the South, beat the Confederacy, they didn't kill everyone. Kind of obvious reasons, but certain families, and it spread from certain families, continue going.
They didn't kill. It's still people from some of them people that still living to this day. They didn't kill the people. You just talk about the crops that they destroyed. I'm talking about the people.
No, it was repopulated after.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It was still, they had Carthage people still there. But like you say, they don't sell.
After. What I'm saying is, if you were in the city of Carthage when the Roman legion showed up, you were put to the sword. It didn't matter if you were just born yesterday or if you were born I don't know the lifespan at that time, so we're going to get hyperbolic here and say 80 years ago. They killed everyone. Eventually, other areas repopulated the area. Other countries came in and said, well, it's free real estate. Yeah, we may not be able to fucking grow crops here, but you know what? It's still a nice port.
I'm gonna go back. I'll find it. I had that for us on Monday to see if it's still people from Carthage. Is any of that bloodline still there in that area? Because I'm pretty sure Carthage was a big spot.
Oh yeah, it was the rival to Rome.
Hey, facts, Alan. That's what I'm saying. Right. But they keep telling you the South will rise again. So when you be seeing a lot of that when they say the South, I get it. That's what. But if you really go see, they've been shifting the power for a long time. How many Southern presidents have we had?
That's another thing, right? So you see in Germany, there's still groups that fly the funny cross, because that's actually one of the words YouTube will slap us for. That fly the funny cross or the twin lightning bolts. Okay. You still see in Italy people who worship Mussolini.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with civilized war. And don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I'm not advocating for mass murder, but when you leave survivors, like, okay, you're conquered. I can do nothing more to you. I'm going to reform your government to be what I want it to be. We're going to reform your country. We're going to start standing you back up. Those ideologies stay and spread.
Yeah, it's just like here.
They stay and spread.
Yeah, ain't nothing left because you
have to kill an ideology. You have to kill all the people holding it. And that goes for anything. Like, if you wanted to get rid of, say, Christianity, you would have to erase all traces of it. Any history book that ever mentioned it has to go. You have to destroy all the Bibles. You'd have to destroy the Vatican, all their records. And then you would have to kill every Christian. And then you would have to never speak of it again. And in 2 generations, no one would remember Christianity.
Right. That's why
exist. But when you leave survivors that happen to, do the funny salute to the funny cross,
see,
it passes down through some generations. And now there's some folks that walk around in Berlin espousing that bullshit.
But see, that's why we got a person like the governor, Governor of Florida, who was trying to they want to change the textbooks in school, take slavery out. For that reason right there, they don't want to say, oh, we was like this. This is what we really did. You know what I'm saying? That proves the point. I get it. I'm glad you said that. Because this is what they want to do. They want to act like, even with the language, when you saying, like, I get it. I understand why you got governors want to take this out of the school books. It's like, wow. It's wild. I mean,
he can take it out all he wants, but guess what? Neighboring states and other states in the union, you'll come into contact with each other. You can't really erase it unless you erase it nationwide, but you can't really do that.
But if you do it in one, others will follow. That's the thing. Like the United States, even like with the legalized states. Every state wasn't going for it, but gradually it started getting over this state. Each state will take it. No different when you look.
Oh, you're talking about the end of prohibition on marijuana?
Yeah, I'm just saying how different states. This law, no different. Do people understand New Jersey was the first state, if I'm not mistaken, where, like, I guess back in the day, you can have they would down there pay for you had what kids you had on if you was getting aid. Then I think they took it down. Was New Jersey the first state? You only could be on it for 4 years or something, or was it 6 years? They was the first one that started cutting
put a limit on it.
Yeah, and other states started following it.
You see,
New Jersey might not be the first one, but how I knew about it because one of my auntie boyfriends, he was in the Army.
I can swing back to the marijuana thing for a second. You want to know why other states started to follow through with legalizing, at least in terms even down here in Florida, we have medical marijuana legal. Number one, less arrest, which means less of a financial strain on your justice system. Granted, they're not letting people out who had been convicted prior, even though they should. The second part is taxes. When any of you who live in an open, non-prohibitive state, go and buy yourself an ounce or two. Take a look at your receipt and see how much of that is taxes. That is a lot of revenue. The first year that Colorado completely legalized marijuana, I remember my ex-wife was super happy about it because she was rolling blunts and smoking in the apartment. I was worried I was going to pop hot in the army. I think they made $300 million in 6 months just off the taxes on weed.
Shit,
A lot of those other states saw that money and are like, oh, we can make money. You know, I may not want to do it myself, but that money. Well, let's go ahead and do something and start taxing the poor even more.
They don't call it the United States for nothing, because with one state, another one will follow. Yeah, it will
Not
follow.
always. I mean, so over half the states now have constitutional carry, which means you can just buy a gun, throw it in your pants. You don't need a license, right?
Shit, try that in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Not all of them follow. Not all of them follow. Try that in New York, and you're going to end up in NYPD blue. You know, Chicago, blue bloods,
if you got a CCW.
Colorado. God, what are the other states that I refuse to visit? Washington, Oregon, Hawaii for sure, California for damn sure. Yeah, all those states, like, you won't see me in because I can't carry.
No, you know,
they don't even respect other state CCWs.
No, that's in New York. The problems. I had a
partner, like Colorado, California.
It had a CCW, and they gave him the runaround.
Yeah, I mean, know. Literally, a lady. She flew in legally with her pistol.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can take a pistol on an airplane. Now, it can't be on you. It has to be locked up. You know, go through this whole process of TSA. You can go look it up on TSA.gov. She flew in there. It was legal. She walks out and they see the gun case. They arrest her on the spot. She had her CCW. She had fucking already called the state police and made sure it was legal. New York City, on the other hand, said, fuck you. And she served 2 years in jail and lost her kids. And she's a convicted felon now.
Yeah, they'll play. The system. My partner, they just told him, you might as well leave. And what's up, Shotty got on down. But see, Mark Hutchinson, in your town, you got y'all people working for y'all. He said in his town, a 14K has 3 dispensaries. It now funds the recreation department, and there is 0 crime associated. Everybody loves it. The religious people even shut up.
Yeah, I'll take a look at Michigan. Your city can't charge fucking sales tax on marijuana. It's the state. The state takes the mass majority, or takes all of it. Takes a huge chunk of what they get and then passes it down.
Yeah.
So Flint gets the same amount as Bergen, as Grand Blanc, as whatever. Even though Flint has more dispensaries, but
the state
that's a higher sales.
The
state's making that money. They say it's for the schools.
Yeah, the state like the mob. Nah, we got the money, and we'll pick and choose. We give you what we want to give you.
Yeah, the state says we're funding the schools, but take a look at schools around Michigan. Michigan has actually fallen in the rankings of state's education. I mean, including colleges, elementary through high school. It's actually gone down in rankings. I think it went to like 38th. Last I looked.
I blame, like I say, I blame the people we putting in.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Winter said, she coming on tonight. She gonna break down. I know she got some info on the school board. I look at the school board president. She go on there every day. She bragging about today. We just got approved for another school to be built. I'm just looking.
Why are you building another school? I mean, you don't have enough students as it is.
You're right. I ain't gonna say approved or something like that.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas, and thank you for calling him the second man in that sentence. What he is, you forgot the drunk part, but we're good on that. I really fucking hate that guy. Really fucking hate that guy.
Oh yeah, but that's how the state do it. But this is the game that they play. But you know what, Mr. Thomas, didn't nobody want to believe what Mays was talking about. See, a lot of time people get caught up because of Mays' delivery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of time people get caught because if you talk, listen, when I came up, the type of coaches that we had compared to now, they coddle their players. Like we came up, your coach is liable to snatch you up, cuss you out when I was coming up. But that was how they was. It didn't say they didn't love you. They just demanded, they demanded the best out of you. You know what I'm
Aside
saying?
from Michigan, because I know you're going to say Michigan's
I
probably the
wasn't gonna
biggest
say
football
Michigan.
state.
Go ahead.
No, what state do you believe has the biggest football culture?
It got to be. I would say Texas.
All right, cool. So my brother tried or was playing football in high school. He grew up in Texas. He's my half brother. Love him to death. Still talk every day. He was playing football. He was a lineman. Another kid, because it was Texas Heat, those coaches wanted to fucking run you ragged to make you better. One kid couldn't hack it. That kid, he had the heart, he had the drive for it. He dropped dead. Heat stroke killed him. Middle of that Texas summer heat. And the coach got a little bit of a slap on the wrist. He wasn't fired. But, the coach also explained, look, if the kid couldn't hack it, I needed him to tell me so I could send him away. But he didn't. He kept trying, respect for him. But now today, like, it really falls on the kids to motivate themselves. These coaches, they're a little bit softer.
No, but that's the point that I'm making. But I understand times change where you can't just cuss no kids out. But I'm just saying, this is where the point I was trying to correct. People weren't used to Mays, how he come off. And they would get mad because he would cuss you out, say this and that if you wouldn't. But he was telling them they just ain't want to hear who the message was coming from.
Yeah,
and that's what that was the reason I was making. It was like they didn't like he Mays was more like the throwback, the old coach, as they would call who I couldn't stand was Bill Parcells, but he won.
He would fucking rip you a new one.
See, I liked the Bill Walsh. I liked it, you know what I'm saying? The more what they would kind of say, they were strong, but they was more. And Bill Walsh, they say, was cutthroat. He just played that he was a good player's coach. He was cutthroat.
Well, everyone thinks of John Madden as the funny fat guy that the video games had his voice. That dude was scary as a coach.
Bobby Knight.
He also had a good heart. The man hated to fly. He was terrified to fly. But one of his players injured another player on another team. I can't remember which teams it was. He stayed while his team went to the next game. They were on a bus to make sure that players woke up in the hospital and to, hey, you need anything, let me know. Make sure he's okay. And then he caught a flight so he could be there for the next game. Like, yeah, he would run you into the fucking dirt if he was your coach, but he also was a good man. People don't understand that dichotomy anymore. It's either if you cuss me out, you're a terrible person, and I expect that in all your life, or you're a sweetheart at all times. Like, there is no in the middle. There is no both. You know what I mean? Like, Mays, that man chewed me out upside down and backwards, and I still have positive memories of him. Why? Because I grew up with a man that was a chief petty officer in the United States Navy. He was used to ripping sailors apart, but he also knew how to show me love, right? So when Mays would rip me apart, I go, okay, what's the underlying message? I was stupid here, and here, and here's how I fix it. I start fixing it. Mays didn't have to cuss me out no more. What do you know?
No, I get what you're saying, Mr. Thomas and Mays Crabs, because they never did their due diligence on it. No, they didn't. As you can see, like yesterday, it was just like they pushed stuff through. I understood why Winters was mad. Why
those fucking weaklings? Mays crashed out and said some cuss words, and they lost their shit. Had Mays come at it, lollipops and rainbows. Guys, you're trying your best, and I know you are, but you really need to look at everything going on. That isn't Mays, though, and you shouldn't have to be coddled to understand that you're being fucking stupid. Those two, I have to be coddled to understand. Like, Mays was old school.
Yeah, and like even when you look at Maurice, see, people didn't understand. I understood what Maurice was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like Maurice was trying to tell people, but they didn't want to listen because I get it how you can get. Let's be honest. They got mad at Maurice because when, he was cool with the mayor. When he came in, I think that he was probably trying to do the righteous thing. Let's be honest.
He also throws hands with his own chat.
Yeah.
But it's also not in a negative way. It's like, you better wake up. You're being fucking stupid. You gotta look at who you're voting for. But he's doing it from a place of love.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, and I think what it is here, because like politics, hey, listen, season is upon us. Season is upon us. Well, we got 27 days. We got 27 days left because it's 31 in this month. 27 days left.
and then all of Hell's Gates will open, and all the hordes of demon politicians are about to flood the fuck out.
Oh, about the flood. They ain't finna crash out. Now you have to, and I understood what Maurice was trying to do, because I'm not a politician. That's why I can say once we cross each other, I ain't got to deal with you no more. I respect that, but it just can't be. I don't know how to be.
Politics, you can't do that.
So, yeah, when you're a politician,
sometimes you have to go back across that aisle. Like, hey, we crashed out last week, but we have the same goal right now.
Yeah. See, what we listen. We report the news. You know what I'm saying? We report on things, give our opinions. So, like, if we fall out with people, we got the right. But on some things, you can't fall out with everybody. On some things, I do be having to understand. Like, look, I understand why this person did this.
I see someone's using text to speech.
Hey, facts, Mark Hutchinson.
Let's throw that up. My one criticism of Mays is that he did have to talk very softly to Monica Galloway and others. Galloway in particular could not handle being yelled at. At the same time, is that Mays' fault? Like, the man is who he is. He was a UAW union rep. He worked the line. He's used to having to get things out very quickly, very bluntly, and sometimes very angrily to get people to take that, that's just who he is, where he came from. And then he gets into politics, and it's kind of the same field, so we slip back into that persona.
Nah, right? But most women, you got some. I get it. Most don't really like that, and I see what you're saying, B. Marie. But that's just the game that they play. You know what I'm saying? Like with the time, that was a game. All of them sit up there and lie. It's just, and it do look rough when a man yelling at a woman, but this is the big boy game. So we got to take that. That's when we got to throw that gender shit out the window. When we doing business, I understand you're a woman, so I'm not. But if we talking business, because they got to understand, you moving millions of dollars of business downtown. And that's what they was doing. And you playing with people's lives. And I could get it. And May shouldn't have been doing what he did, but he gave it out equally. If you saw him and Jerry arguing, Mays and argue with everybody up on there. But when you dealing with $1 million, when you dealing with millions of dollars and you playing with people's lives, I don't know which way we supposed to be correct and not correct. If I'm telling you this, then it's going back and forth. I know I could use some colorful words.
You see, me, Lana, and Mr. Thomas are on the same page. Like, I honestly think Galloway was using that as a form of manipulation. Oh, he yelled at me, trying to tug at his heartstrings and definitely try to pick up that sympathy card from anyone watching and anyone voting, right?
Yeah.
Like, at the same time, as you just said, this is the big boy leagues, and this is, granted, to us it's the big boy leagues, millions of dollars. To politics, that's the minor leagues. You got to toughen up. Didn't she run for state rep? I think she did.
I don't know.
I think she did. Now, imagine you're having these crash outs and these temper tantrums and these just emotional breakdowns over being yelled at for millions of dollars. Imagine the state of Michigan and it's billions and you fuck up.
No, I get what you're saying, B. Marie, while you're saying the position is gender neutral. All I was saying was that I get it, that's how Mays talk. Like, but you see how he be going, but it's like, it's the only thing, I'll give you an example. See when Trump called that reporter, how he disrespected her?
Did he call her a piggy or something like that? I know he's disrespected a lot of reporters.
Yeah, but I ain't saying it was right. Let me get there. I'm not saying it's right, but you in the big boy leagues, as what my granny tell you got to put on your big boy drawers. So you got to put on your big girl underwear. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was right or wrong, and I do agree with you on some aspect, Mark, that she was the fifth vote. But let me tell you something. If I gotta kiss your ass to get your vote, I'm not doing it. And I get it. It's like that. But because I remember when, what was her name? Damn, Kate Fields. When Kate Fields going to send that note to Mays, if you don't quit talking, I won't be you that vote. Mays put it right out there on the blast. Even when he know who he was trying to subpoena down there. He was willing to blow it because he was going to get his point across. And that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you might blow your your fifth vote. I wouldn't have
I
liked
think
it.
Mays also understood sometimes that blowing the vote was worth it to get the point out. Sometimes the point meant more than the actual vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And right, Lana, I know he called one piggy and called another one ugly.
God,
Yeah,
remember
and
when he
that's
called that one? She is really white. I mean, fuck, she made me look tan. But she kept on saying she's Native American, and he goes, "Oh, Pocahontas, that's offensive, Pocahontas."
yeah. B. Marie, you know what? I'm gonna tell you who else too. Not just her. I feel like that whole crew rolling with Neely are all of them are. How can I say this?
Yeah, what do you
Special
mean?
education, special ed,
Let's just say
politically.
they're slow.
I'm just gonna say special education politically.
But
That's what I think they are. They ride on the short black bus.
I gotta. Oh, wrong one. I gotta pop this up. Coming back to B. I've always thought LaShawn was politically clueless. She sat there and looked at Liddell. How do I vote for this? Like, if you're not paying attention, she's always been clueless. Last night just kind of added another exclamation mark to the many that were already there with she's politically clueless.
No, that's why I say all of them. I'm just not gonna say all of them are. That whole little crew from one to 4 to 7 are political. They are special ed politically, in my humble opinion.
They're not politically savvy.
No, they special ed, and that's really. I'm just being honest. To me, they are in special education when it comes down to politics. Like I said, it's just one. All of them deny the water. Well, the 7th ward to say she wouldn't drink it without a filter. I wouldn't drink it with a filter. 4th ward in so much denial. I just never seen Judy in so fucking much denial that the water in Flint is fixed. She make what Melissa May said was true to me.
Dude, I have to remind you guys, I'm going to get a phone call about this. She said the water never affected her. I guess, her side of town always had Detroit water. That's fine and dandy. I'm very happy for you.
Trevor.
But we're going to assume she's right, okay? But going off of that, there's me, my wife, my 2 daughters, her sister, her sister's husband, her other niece, her niece's kids. All of us lived in areas of Flint that were 100% fucking affected. So, okay, it didn't affect you personally, directly. What about the rest of your family? All right, if that part of the 4th ward had Detroit water the entire time, that's fine. But the rest of us had Flint water. The rest of us had fucked up Flint treatment water. The rest of us had fucked up pipes inside our houses, and it was poisoning us, and we had no alternative except to spend hundreds of dollars at, guess what? A month, by the way, that guess what? None of us really fucking had to put, to cook with. Obviously, we had no alternative to bathe with unless you want to buy thousands of gallons of water a month, which that's thousands of dollars that we couldn't fucking afford. And then just drinking water. I mean, shit, there were crushed water bottles always in my trash can. It took up more than half my fucking trash bag every 2 days. Like, and then if we want to go on a second part of that, think of the environmental impact Flint just had, guys. Like, everyone complains about plastic and plastics. Flint had to drink out of plastic water bottles. Flint still does have to drink out of plastic water bottles. The plastic waste from that's fucking insane. And guess what? You cannot recycle that. You try melting it down, it just burns off. Sorry. I'm back on the page, Mickey.
No, go ahead. I was putting something out. No, I'm just looking at it. You made me just lose my train of thought.
I just had to go back there, like.
No, because what I'm saying is
obviously the 4th ward did have
denial. No, but it did because my auntie stayed in the 4th ward.
Oh yeah, I know. Like,
yeah, I got an auntie.
Assuming she was correct and assuming it didn't directly affect her, there's still all those other folks that are directly tied to her.
Yeah, because my auntie stay in the 4th ward. She's still in the good part. Let me be honest. She's still in the good part, but at the same time, her water, she use cases of water, and that's why I'm like, it's impossible for when Judy said that. That's what like it ticks me. And Liddell, when she was on there, when she did, remember she did her #1 hit, Janky. She was talking about the water, Janky.
I
What did
still
she
have that
what did
video
she
running
come
around
here?
somewhere in my hard
Did
drive.
she stand up and fight for the people to get their water?
No,
See,
no,
this
no,
is
because
what
they
I
were janky, didn't vote the way she wanted to. So now she's punishing everyone with her presence.
and this is what I mean. And then once again, see, we looking at the wrong people. See, we pressing the wrong people. You got to start pressing the people who are funding these people. And I know a lot of us only know Neely is the ones that's funding him. But who is his bosses? Who is Neely bosses that's allowing this madness to go on? Because who is his bosses? Because let's be honest, I don't know. Leon, I mean, the councilman in the first ward might got connections to get dark literature. But you can't tell me LaShawn had the connections to go get dark literature. She didn't know how to get in contact with Ashley Capital to do all of that.
Real quick, because the pipes are made of lead. There was a lot of lead in the Flint River. I mean, shit, people have been using it as a trash can for years. You can go there with a battery and pull, or not a battery, a magnet, and pull up car batteries. Sometimes you get hooked on an entire, like, 1950s, 1940s fucking car frame in that bastard. There's a whole bunch of shit in there. And then as that was coming through, because of all the chemicals and such, they had to add more chemicals to the water at the water treatment plant. Didn't completely remove the lead. And then, because those chemicals were going through lead pipes, it got rid of the corrosion control and started corroding the lead pipes, bringing even more lead into the households. Yeah, that was a fun science trip for me. I fell down that rabbit hole a couple years ago. Like, how the fuck does this even happen?
Oh my goodness. I got it now. This from Dylan Luna. Last night, in a unanimous 7-0 vote, the Flint Community Schools Board of Education approved the new design for the new high school on Central and Whittier campus. Wow. They gave them what they want.
What are they doing with
Let me be clear. This is a win. I said, let me be clear. This is a win for Flint kids, for our community, and the long-term success of our city. Wow.
I mean,
while I strongly advocate for greater historic preservation and more robust public engagement, I want to extend my gratitude to the community, my colleagues, the administration, the Mott Foundation, the Flint Center for Educational Excellence, Jim Ananek, Senator John Cherry, Representative Cynthia Neely. How she get her name in there? What she had to do with that? Darren Camilleri, and so many others whose leadership and partnership brought us to this moment. When the fuck did the state rep? You talking about she was so excited to build a school.
What
you got to
what
be
season are we walking into?
God, man.
What season are we walking into? We're walking into political season. So you got to get yourself, all the brownie points you can. So everyone that you want to work with, every time you step in front of a camera, you thank the people you want to work with to get their money and their support, right? So Dylan Luna wants to get Neely support, both of the Neely support. Sheldon thinks he's got mayor in the bag, but he thinks he needs to help his wife. So what's Dylan do? He's going to bring up Cynthia Neely's name. Keep it in your mind. Oh, I remember Dylan talking about her, and I'm voting for Dylan. Maybe I should vote for her too.
Man, you got to see this shit. My Facebook tripping right now. I ain't want to let me
Give
on.
me a second, Denise.
I want to pull the school.
Oh, no, Denise told me she just sent me an article.
I wanted to pull it down. Okay, I can't get it from there. She sent it to you. Well, go ahead. I don't know why my Facebook tripping this morning. Shit. You go see that.
She sent me the article that you were looking up. Give me a second. Let me it's not the article itself. It is
look at the picture. That thing gonna look all right.
I'm gonna pop it up on it here for us. Holy shit, Batman.
Yeah, look at the football stadium.
Man, Flint Jaguars, really big letters. All right, I'm pulling it up so you don't just hear us talking about it. Application window.
There's some diabolical shit here. Excuse my French people, but they look at that. Look at this school they finna build. I used to go to Whittier when I was a kid.
Look at this. I mean, nice glass front here. Very open architecture. Oh, look, it's got that castle battlement that kid's never going to be on top of. So I don't know why you're doing it other than just looks. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, adjacent building 5, 6, and gymnasium 7 buildings, and then you got a baseball field, a football field, parking lot, and 2 parking lots. I mean,
And just think, ain't none of the
this
kids
looks
from
like
here gonna be able to go to that school. Hot
this looks
damn it.
like what I want to say about 40 to 50 acres worth of
And ain't none of our
development.
kids gonna be able to go to that school. Shit.
That's going to be a couple $100 million. Just looking at the price of concrete and forming, and of course, since
Hold
there's
on,
brick there, you
who
need
mailed
masonry.
literature saying she was a part of it? Please don't tell me the state
Cynthia.
rep did that.
And Cynthia, she does that shit. And she does that shit.
I went to Whittier, but I graduated from Northern, brother Zachary.
I mean, just take a look at this. What are they doing with the current high school? Aren't they already in a deficit? Isn't their budget already upside down? How are they affording this? You're getting a couple grants. That's not going to pay for the whole fucking thing. It's a government contract. Contractors are going to bid low and then charge high. I mean, fucking exhausting.
It's just trouble, trouble, trouble. This is what the president of the school board was bragging about.
And I remember Michael Clack coming on here is saying, yeah, we had this big old stadium and all these workout things. God damn it. Donated to us by a football player, and we just gave it away. Are they just going to build this school and give it away? I mean, it would be pretty on brand for Flint schools.
Man, can you believe them suckers there, boy. But Mott already got his high school. They just needed the building. They was already got U of M and Mott Community College.
Yeah, Mott Community College also has Mott Middle College, which is a high school inside the Mott College campus.
That's what I'm saying. They just now they finally
graduated
giving them their stuff. They giving them their stuff now.
Wow, dude. Wow. This is, I mean, looking at that gymnasium in and of itself, I see the price tag of maybe about 10 mil. Just the gymnasium itself, the way that this looks. Hopefully they've got a different design, because this is over the top, heavily priced. I mean, just that battlement tower as the entrance, the masonry and brick for that's going to be several mil.
I'm looking at Zachary. Says looks like the same footprint land wise of the original.
That is so much fucking money.
Yeah, I wonder if they will still have a pool. You know they're gonna have a pool. Schooler one. Jones told me in the meeting that it would be done in 2028. Okay. Serious question. Was there really anything wrong with Flint Northern if it looks humongous and fairly new? It's burnt up now. I wonder if they will have enough kids to fill the school. They're going to bring them in. Not probably our kids, but they're going to bring them in.
What's wrong with just renovating the campuses they already have?
That is the old campus. That's Central and Whittier.
No, I mean a renovation, not a demolition and rebuild. An actual renovation. Hell, they've got so many closed down schools, so many abandoned fucking properties. They are the third biggest fucking slumlord in the city of Flint. Going off of what Dennis is saying, city of Flint. The second would be obviously the land bank, but they are the third, and they have the most dangerous abandoned assets in Flint, because kids see schools, they want to go play on them. Hey, you know what, that jungle gym or that slide or that teeter-totter hasn't seen any maintenance in about 6 decades.
Oh my goodness.
They're going to break and someone's going to catch tetanus.
Schooler one. That is why they pushed enrollment so high after closing the school last year. They are still trying to get kids here, and they have to close one more building too. Wow.
And yet we see every fucking school board session them fighting on selling some of these old properties. It's generational wealth. No. It's not an asset. It's not an asset. That is a debt trap. You are paying taxes on it. You are paying this on it. You're paying that on it. And anyone gets hurt on it, and it's a fucking liability. You're getting sued. I'm sorry. You're fucking stupid. Get rid of them. but you won't close them, you won't get rid of them, but now you want to build another one so you can abandon another one. I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry. This is like watching a teenager with a credit card and just max it out on the first day. Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Oh, the only thing this school is missing is like a double 10-foot chain link fence with razor wire around it. It looks just like a prison. And get rid of the trees. Like, do they think this would have to be a county high school, dude? The size of that?
Hey, I doubt they're gonna get it.
No, they're.
I mean, get all the people in there. They're gonna get it
They're
built.
probably going to have like 300 students at max.
Oh, it said that
for
big
the
old
entire
school is
campus.
for it say from the entire K to 12 pop up.
Oh hell no! Yeah, let's
25.
put kindergartners around high schoolers. That sounds like a great idea. Well, let's put middle school kids who are just entering puberty, who, you know, are having mood swings around high schoolers who are still having mood swings, who are, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds heavier, and see those fights. This is great. That's a fucking brilliant idea. Shit.
Facts.
I don't like it, Mick.
No, I don't either. It is what it is.
I mean, they already
The new
voted
schools drive population relocation. We're gonna find out, Lena.
Okay, yeah.
Plantation and prison. Southwestern always has 6 through 12. Wow. What'd you say?
Kind of new schools do drive that, but let me do an experiment here. I'm going to Zell.com. Let's see if I can get it in web browser. Personal. No. Okay. It wants me to use it now. Okay. So when I was looking for this home, I used Zell. And in it gave me crime rate statistics, property value statistics, and school statistics. If you go ahead into your Zell app, most of you using a phone one way or another or a third, just get the Zell app. It's free. And then look up the school rating of Flint. Do you think anyone moving toward Flint is, you know, they're going to sit there and go, oh, that school's very pretty, and it's only got a 2.8 out of 5, you know, school system. I'm going to bring my kids there. Fuck no. Yeah, it looks pretty, but I know my kid's going to come out not able to read past 4th grade. Fuck that. Until they actually, instead of putting money into assets, and they turn around and take some of that money and put it into their teachers and their teaching tools and updating their curriculum to make Flint competitive, not just with the rest of Michigan, but the rest of the country, you're not going to get students. You're going to have parents pushing their kids into sports so they can get accepted into adjacent schools with a better fucking education that, you know, they can read past. Oh, sorry, friend just messaged me. But they can read something as complicated as Cat in the Hat at very least.
Go watch. Any last words, Trevor? Because I got to get it. It's 11 o'clock. I got to get out of here.
Nah. We went through a lot today. I'm about to go fire up the forge. I got to head to Lowe's first, get some tape. So. Yeah, I'm about to go make a fucking knife.
Oh, well, Trevor's about to go make some weapons. Family, I'll see y'all at 6 o'clock.
Utility knife. I'm not making nothing to hurt no one. I'm making something to make something.
Gotcha. He's making something to make something.
Yeah, there we go.
Make it. And Winter says she will be on. She gonna talk about the whole school board. And we got you know, when I'm waiting on y'all get mad about y'all jobs now, Cash App. If you want us to go at y'all bosses or co-workers, family members, even your side pieces to your side men to side women, we will get at them for you.
Or your man's side piece.
Facts.
Or your woman's side piece.
You want us to air your man? Get at us. Cash App. We'll put it together for y'all. See y'all tomorrow.
I do have one more word.
Go ahead.
Mickey and Winter's about to do something spectacular tonight. Let's hope you notice them.
Damn. And we out, family. Peace.